Okay.
Are we on? Okay. So there are some design implications. What you said, subject is saying that this has to be like something like update temperature.
Yeah.
This is what you say.
Not the same name also with the interfaces.
And there has to be another one which says update.
Update text score parameter.
So if I call this update
With the score
temperature,
object,
if I call this update temperature, I'm gonna get an error immediately.
Yeah, sure. What he's saying is there should be two functions
but
over
in
it.
the observer
Again, you say there has to be multiple.
but in the observer update method, that the super method, that takes the interface of score and weather objects.
Let's do what you say so that I understand what you're saying. I'm going here.
First, there should be another interface.
What you say that there has to be two.
No, this one is okay, but the update method should send a new value of the interface of score and weather. So we have to create one.
So what do you want here?
A new class, but we have to, we didn't code it.
What? Tell me.
I'm sorry, a subject class, that's an interface of score and weather. And here we can send the score, subject class.
We already have a for score and weather we have the also observable.
No.
So what you suggest is observable. Is this correct?
Oh,
This is what you suggest.
I think that works and indicate its update method. There should be no, not observable. No, it's weather or score. They are both their subclasses. So
Okay,
I think there should be no problem.
What you say? How about that?
Then you have to put an if instance of.
Yes. The problem then becomes it is not. We don't know what it is, right?
Yes, that's why I suggested it has to be either weather or score.
Okay. Will that work?
What about we overload update method? In one method we can get weather.
So it doesn't work.
It
Just a
doesn't
minute.
work
First of all,
as I imagined.
we cannot. Yeah, this is a good imagination. But it's beyond what Java can do. So you cannot say other than this. Okay, then somebody was saying something. Do what?
No, that was it.
That was the same thing that you suggest, but it doesn't work in Java. So I wrap up. So maybe all of you can think about it, and maybe you can help us, because we are stuck in here. The problem is, I want to be able to update multiple observables. I have a score, and I also have a temperature that the cat wants to be able to notify. What can I do?
Best observable to either weather or score. In this case, weather type. If we are successful, we will print out temperature of the observable.
Sorry, again? If
we will try to cast the observable to weather, and if it's successful, then this observable is weather observable. Then we may print the temperature of the weather.
So there should be like if-else statements. They should infer the type. If the type is score, then it should handle score.
But is it good? I mean,
No, it's not.
I mean, is it nice? Is it beautiful? No. What? You want to see observable? Okay. It's an array list of observers, and we are notifying them. And the problem now is that
I think the original design pattern is that each observer is following one observer.
okay, but what if I have more than one observable?
If we can get the which observables are we observing a list as a list in the observer, then we can get those values.
So you suggest that
If tone is registered both the score and the weather,
yeah,
then he is listening. So if we can get the list of that, then we may understand and those values are passed to us. So maybe we can print their values. But I'm thinking now that's what we already did maybe.
yeah, it's. I don't know what you exactly said, but I didn't understand what you're saying. But probably you gave up what you said. I mean, you're not. So let's do something. I mean, looking at the.
I have to go cover a game.
Okay. Oh, okay. So notify us about the results. We will be observers. So, I mean, let's try something. I mean, when you look at the code and you stare at it like that, it doesn't work. But you have to try something.
We can write a notification class and pass the notification. Or we can just pass a string and print that, but
No, well, I mean, let's come back to what the problem is. Maybe let's take a look at this. So at the beginning, it was like
There was no parameter.
Yeah, this is not saved. I think that's the reason. Oh no, this is because of that. So there is one way of doing it. One way of doing it is if I have under this observable, if I have only one object that is being passed, what happens then? Let me write it and we think about it. Let's say that I have a private object which is maybe information that I want to pass. Okay? And who is implementing observable? Why do I have this? What is
Because
this? Oh no, I will come back to this. Let's keep it like that for a while. And weather is extending observable, okay? And what is weather? This is, I changed these things a little bit. Let's call this private. And let's start I also want a constructor. Okay? When it is called like that, okay, I will. There are some corrections I will do, but let me try to tell you. Step by step, I'm going where I want to go. So my temperature at the beginning, I say that let's call that my temperature is 0.0 floating point. Okay. When I initialize it, and I do have this object information, right? And let's call this information as new float. what's, yeah, the visibility, okay, yes, it is correct. Yeah. So I have this, and in here, what do you think about that now? Will this work? And in the score, what do you think? Yeah, I. No, this is not what I want to pass. I want to.
The information.
Yeah, I want to pass the information that is in. In here. Okay, I have to change all of them. But first, update information. This is an observer. Yes, now correct. And now what I will have is, I cannot do this. Let's erase it. So when I call this, so I turn it into this. What I did is, as you see in the observable, I put, okay, there is this observable. Observable is the score, for example, and that's the information that everybody is after. So I keep it as an object, so it is most general form. It can be any class inside it. It can be a complicated information in one big chunk, you know, or it can be just a temperature, a floating point. So I had this. This is the information that I want to pass to my observers. And here is what happens. So the weather is, when I call this, the weather will be 0. When I start this, the score will be 0 and 0. And when well, Tom is registered to both of them. When I say set score to 1, 0, what will happen? SC is score. I will go to score. Set score will be called. So score will be whatever this is written here, and the information will be the score, the string. And when I say notify observers, all the observers will be updated by this information. And when I come here, that will be printed. So let's see what will happen. You got it?
But if it is not a string, the object, you cannot.
Okay, let's do it. For example, that was this. So if I set public set temperature with this one. And the new temperature will be this, okay? And the information will be a new okay? So this is what you're saying, right? If I say instead of this, I want my
Good.
okay? This is what you say. So what
You
we
have
have
to
to
call
know.
notify in the letter. There you have to call.
Oh yeah, okay, yes, you're right. We didn't notify. Okay, is this a solution? So I repeat what we did. We had this problem with if I have multiple observables, I have the temperature, I have the football score, the match score, maybe I have others. So then I have a problem. When my clients, people who are observing these information, is registering either one or the other, when I want to pass the information to them, I don't know what it is. And all of them could be different. I mean, all of the information could be different. Like, one could be a floating point, the other could be a string, and the other one could be, I don't know, maybe also, for example, for the score, maybe it's not only one score. Maybe it is like a score object that I have, and that score object not only has the score, the new score, but who scored it, and what time, what was the time, what is the name of the scorer, what's the new score, and on all of this information. And I need to be able to pass that information too. So the solution would be, is to have the observable, yeah, to contain also a protected object information that I can put anything inside it. You know, object is the mother of all objects. It can be anything. So it's very general form. So this is how I do it. So now, let's take a look at this. Now you got it? It was already here. That's it. I mean, this is the one. Yeah, and the laser. Look, this is the one. It's already here. But what else? There is this observable as well. I mean, this is Java's implementation. I mean, this is Java's way of doing it. I mean, observing stuff. Like this pattern is implemented this way. You can implement it in another way that is using not the abstract class, but using the interfaces. That's another case that we have to think about. I mean, how can we do it? It's another case. But, oh, that's the wrong one. Then what do I do now? How can I cancel? Cancel. Yeah, okay. How about this one? Why this is here? Somebody designed it, somebody wrote it like that, but why it is here? In our design, it works very well. It works. But what they say, what Java people want sometime in some microsystems, they said, okay, this is not enough. We also have to have in here the observable. We have to pass the observable as well.
With that parameter, we may know about which object has changed. Is it weather or is it score?
Interesting. What do you think? Tell us. How?
We may try to cast it to score. If it doesn't cast, we may think it's a weather object.
Okay, so what we say is that when we have this information, when the update is called, where it is being called from? It is being called from here, notify observers. And in here, this would be the way to do it. Yes, I'm sending myself. Or, I'm not writing it in here. I'm overriding it. I don't know if you really follow me up, but I'm trying to get rid of all the troubles here. I'm sending the weather, maybe. Do you follow what I say? Is this what you mean?
Yes.
So what happens is this. What was your name?
Halil.
Halil says that in this case we will be able to make the cat be aware of that it is the weather that it is receiving in this update. So in here it will be like so it will be like this. Or that's the question that I'm asking you. Well, this is, oh, okay, I'm not going to ask, but I will just implement it. So this is what you mean, Khalid, right?
Right.
So the reason that I'm copying this, I took this and I made it an abstract function method. This became an abstract method because sending the observable itself, what is the meaning of that? I asked to myself.
As a reference. Sending as a
So why am I sending it? But if I send the weather information, then I'm sending something. I mean, there may be some other information here. If I'm sending the score, as in here, when I say this, I'm sending the score itself. But if I was saying this in here, I was sending the observable.
Maybe we may send the object when calling notify observer and use one function in the observable class.
Again?
Instead of copying it, you
Yes.
may still send the object itself in weather when calling
Okay.
notify observers.
What he is saying, it is very clever. Did you get it? What was your name?
Bulut.
There was a guy whose name was Özgür and surname was Bulut. It's very interesting. I know such a person. What's your surname?
Korkmaz.
Okay. So what you're saying is this. Let's do it like that. Is this what you mean?
Yes.
Did you got it? People.
We may remove the function here. No,
Super notify observer.
I think this is better, right? I mean, calling super. Now I remember there was something called super.
We could do the same thing in set score method. Instead of having a new notify observer function, we could just call super.notify observers in set score or set weather.
Sorry again.
In score class,
Yeah.
instead of having notify observers method, we can move that line into set score method. We already called notify observers there.
Oh yes. This is what you say. And get rid of this. Exactly. Yeah. You're right. Good. Well, this was called the pair programming, right? Isn't it? You know about that, pair programming? What was that?
Is
Extreme?
yeah,
Something?
extreme program.
There was pair programming? Am I dreaming or
You're right.
isn't it correct? Yeah, okay. So well, this is like, left and right brain. So you're right brain and left brain. And so the same is here, right? So this is what you mean. How can I fix this?
Notify observer olarak observer object K yerine observer class koyabiliriz.
We can do what?
Now we can instead of casting, we can directly take observable as a parameter to notify observers methods. And we are taking object K, we can take observable K as
It's,
a parameter.
where is that? Where is this update? Over here.
So, I don't talk about that, I talk about notify it's object. Stop.
I'm doing all these funny things. Is this what you mean?
Yes.
Okay. Is it better? So, but why? What is the point?
There is no reason for this. If we previous
Or what could be the reason?
previous version calling this from the abstract class will act the same as with this.
No, what you mean is, for example, what I understand what you mean is, why we are sending the